Bratby, and this is Transnations eSports F1 category, second last race of the season. As we just heard there, we got a special guest in the combox today. Good morning to you, Brett.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry about that. Was trying to hold it in, but it didn't want to stay put. Yeah, welcome everyone to another F1 Grand Prix.
Couple of talking points. We've just heard from John Lindenberg. He won't be racing today, so this could be the championships gone for him. Bailey is currently 5 points up, so if Bailey wins today, he will take the championship, and I'll try and get a season interview with him later if that is the case. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a great race today. Andrew is back, but still not scoring any points, so even if Bailey gets second to Andrew, Bailey still technically wins, so let's hope that that doesn't happen. Brett, you got anything to add for what could be the championship deciding race?
Well, I'm pretty sure that we know that we've got a few drivers that will be definitely going out for the race win today. Bailey, engine did get off F1 after all. So he's qualifying either which way.
Oh, he's just missed out.
Yeah, so yeah, we take engine into the factor. You've got 14 drivers now. So you've got, like you say, you've got Andrew Lee, Josh Banks, Mackenzie Stewart, maybe even Tyler Beasley, since he's actually here for qualifying this time. It's going to be an interesting
dry to wet race. I've just heard from Tyler Beasley. Sorry, Brett. So dry to wet race. So,
and of course we've got two new guys too in the fray too. We don't know what their pace levels are like yet, so maybe it'd be a good time to give them an introduction there.
Yeah, we've got Gastro 05, which his proper name is. I'll just bring up my charts again. Sorry, here guys. So Gastro 05 in the Alfa Romeo is Gaston from Argentina, running car number 32. So it'll be good to see what sort of pace he can do. And then we've got the Mercedes up here, which is another Diego, running car number 20.
This is Diego, this one.
Well, no, there's no A in it.
No, this is DIE, so this is Diego.
Oh, Diego from Italy, is Italian heritage. So these two guys, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can pull out, and couple of races left of the season, get themselves familiar with who else is driving around, and see what can be done on their pace. So and just a quick thing, I've got a driver hosting the lobby today, so there'll be no time delays on our side with any luck. So hopefully when the 5 red lights go out at the end of the start, we get to see that straight away. So yeah, just wanted to get those points out. So we've got Diego is on medium compound tyres, Tyler's on the hards, that's no big surprise, and Richard is on the medium, still in the pit box at this moment. So Gaston will be the first to do a fly lap, so we'll just watch him here as he's coming through sector 2 at the moment. Brett, I'll just get your opinion on this Brazil circuit quickly while we wait for a few laps to come through.
Yeah, well, I'm just watching Andrew Lee at the moment on board while he's doing it. Yeah, it's a very technical circuit, very much in the way that you've just got to be able to, it's a car balance that you've got it back really long main straight, so you do want to have a car that's able to have some superbious straight line speed, but then at the same time you need a car that kind of works on the basis, okay, we've got Gaston with a 109 and then Andrew with a 108.
Andrew 108.4.
So, but yeah, so yeah, through these first two corners here, just watching You just got to be able to flow the car through, make sure that you don't take too much out of it. And then you got the secondary straight, so you could focus the car on straight line speed if you wanted to, but it's not ideal, especially coming through sector 2 and the last end of sector, or the first end of sector 3. So Bailey's not too far off Andrew's time actually there, 108.6. Josh has just done the same
identical time to Bailey. So
that would be that. Well, let's have a look. So I'll quickly jump to the race director. You carry on. I'll just see what the actual micro sectors were.
And then we've got Diego here with a 116.4 on the medium, so he's long off the pace at the moment. Mackenzie Stewart is out on hard compound tyres. I don't think, even without John being here, I don't think McLaren are in danger of losing the constructors. I think they wrapped that up pretty early.
So yeah, just looking at that, they weren't too. Their sector splits were so variant and different. So Josh was slower in the first 2 sectors compared to Bailey, but really made it back up in the 3rd sector. So I'm thinking that Josh must be running a straight line speed car, whereas Bailey looks like he's running a car through the complex, but because Josh was the last person to do the time, he gets the position. So it looks like Diogo's only managed to pull out a 16.4 on the medium, so pace a little bit.
Richard's been disqualified for blocking pit lane, so he's obviously had a spin there somewhere. We'll try and get on board.
Yeah, and that was in the pit entry. Like that, well, not entry, but like literally, that's right on the point of as soon as you get off the pit limiter. So he's obviously got off the pit limiter, spun the rear up, and
Smoked
just
it up,
completely spun the car. Yeah, he's just smoked it, and as a result, he's been disqualified from the session. This could impact anyone who's coming down the straight at the moment, because his car hasn't exactly pulled over yet. I don't think that's affected anyone.
Yeah, sorry, Mackenzie's done a 110.1 on the hard compound tyre, so Mackenzie's going a different strategy to all the top guys at the moment. Aaron to the top in the Red Bull does a 108.3. Not in the Red Bull, sorry, in the yeah, he's in the Red Bull. I was watching an Alpha. Sorry. Sorry for those confusions.
Manuela's up to P5 with a 9.5.
Yeah, Cush up to P6 now with a 109.5 as well.
That's on the mediums as well.
Yeah, so that's a very good time there from Cush to go the reverse strategy. Now, Brett, yourself and myself have just come out of the F3 race as Tyler goes to a 14.3 on medium, so he'll be wanting to better that. Tyre strategy around his softs to hards, I do believe it was. Or can you pull the softs to mediums?
You can pull the softs to mediums. It is a variant strategy, but it does require a bit more out of your softs just to get to that window. For me, well, for you and I personally, it wasn't really to be, because we both ended up in turmoil at the first lap. I took the
medium, took the hard track, you mean?
Agree to disagree. The
Sebastian just comes across the line, sorry Brett, to go P3 with a 108.6. So he's 6/100ths of a second quicker than his teammate at the moment.
Yeah, Bailey won't like that. Bailey will want to get... See, Bailey's in a position now because he was probably only coming into the race expecting only Josh and maybe even Andrew to be a threat, but now you've got Aaron and even his own teammate being a bit of a threat. Mackenzie, I can't imagine will stay on these types.
Tyler's done a 108.9 on the mediums, so he's only 0.3 of a second off of Bailey's and Josh's time on a medium compound tyre, which I think the Degner's about 5-6 tenths. So that is
amazing.
Just jumped up, Andrew's jumped up with a 108 flat. So here we go.
I just don't understand where these bastards can find all the time.
So
you punch out of 9 and you feel like you feel like you're on top of the world, but then you've got bloody drivers pulling out 8s, even dangerously close to 7s. I mean, he's not the 12th fastest around the world time trials for Brazil for nothing, but that's just...
No, that's right. That's right. So...
And on a controller too, it's unbelievable how much pace you can find on a controller.
So big surprise at the moment would have to be Tyler on those medium compound tyres.
Exactly, he's got...
The next best is Luke with a 110 flat, so... and then Mackenzie on the hards.
Actually no, it would be, is it? So, because Kush was on a 9.5 on the mediums, he's just switched over to the soft, so that's why you can't see it.
Yep, sorry. Yep, great spotting there, Brett.
Fitted to the best, yeah, so Kush is second fastest, but yeah, I reckon, I mean, take the tyres into consideration with Tyler, maybe chuck, I don't know, maybe about 5/10 out of it. About an 8.4.
Yeah, which will put him P3 at this current standing. So Aaron's on an outlap.
And there we go, he's jumping onto the softs now.
So
now what's Mackenzie doing? Mackenzie's gone out on an outlap on the same tyres. Is Mackenzie actually dedicating himself to the strategy, I wonder?
We'll just stay here with Aaron for this lap. Coming through turns 1, 2, 3 onto this second straight. Now you see them all duck here onto the inside and then swerve back to the outside. I don't personally understand that. I know it's a quicker exit out of turn 3 and using less of the track, but
I disagree with that. I don't buy that. I know what you're saying, but I just don't see how that's supposed to be gauging some kind of... I'll just see if I can find someone else.
Well, an extra metre is an extra metre, isn't it? You know, in terms of these guys.
You're crossing over the circuit, which means you're losing speed as you're coming across to make that point. So let's see. So here's Mackenzie. So he's coming through.
I'll just finish this lap while you talk us through that one there, Brett.
No, see, Mackenzie didn't do it. See, Mackenzie ignored it. He just went straight through. So I don't know. Maybe that's just something. Maybe it's a personal
Aaron
preference.
comes across the line to do a 108.1, so only 1/10, almost exactly 1/10 off. So
hang
by
on, here comes Josh.
Any
he's on starting this one.
Andrew hasn't got this in the bag just yet.
No. Although qualifying and the race are two very different things, so I'm just going to watch Tyler here because this is the one we want to watch.
Yep, so coming, where's that, turn 3? So he hasn't done the inside line either, he's stayed wide.
It could be that Aaron just maybe made a mistake and then that was the order, his correction.
Yeah, but Andrew does it as well though. Andrew runs that inside line. So he even done it for his time trial hot lap on his YouTube channel. He runs that inside line around here, which, you know, I'm with you. You'd think letting the car go a bit wide, being that your foot flat anyway, just letting it run that little bit wide, you're not using as much tyre to keep it tight on that inside line. So
Tyler might get an advantage out of this.
He will too. He'll get a bit of slipstream. This will really help him, as long as he doesn't run up the back end of that Red Bull. He doesn't. He's run out of DRS, 108.2. So Tyler moves himself up to P3, which has pushed Bailey all the way back.
It's not looking too flat
all the way back to P6.
And Bailey still hasn't actually managed to put himself.
No, I think he's invalidated this lap, so he's backed out of this with 5 minutes to go. And we are expecting that to be 5 minutes.
No, he's coming out, so yeah.
Has he got a bit of wing damage there?
Hard to say. The Renault is very hard to distinguish. So at the moment, the back end of the driver is Diego with a 110.7. I don't know if he's done that. What has he done that on? He's done that on the soft. So Diego not quite up to speed, but still running, of course. No,
Gusto just improved his personal best, but doesn't move up anywhere to do a 109.1.
Yeah, that kind of stuff hurts when you feel like you're up by 18. You cross the line, you think, oh yeah, where am I? Oh, I'm still here.
I'm still where I was. Yeah. So, Mackenzie will want to get out of the. Well, Mackenzie's in a good spot at the moment, being P11, first of the 3 tyre choice runners.
But he's in the splash zone of all places, and you don't want to be. You want to be pretty much up the front or at the back. So Mackenzie, I don't know if Diogo's going to improve by any stretch, but
yeah, Luke could still come out on the softs. Is on an out lap. Where's Andrew compared to him? Just about to come across the line.
Andrew's just starting a fly now.
We'll watch this on board with Andrew and see if he takes this inside line for turn 3 here. And he does. Oh, not as much as Aaron, but
not as much, but it was definitely a lot shallower.
Yeah, he didn't let the car ride wide. He's just missed the apex there at 4.
Yeah, the start of the lap wasn't too flash either. He went into turn 1 at the rear end, kind of wiggled on him.
So he's still keeping on with the lap. So
nah, invalidated.
There you go, invalidated. So we'll jump on board with Is-It. Oh, he's got this. Oh no, I thought he had the rev glitch. It was just the car bottoming out.
So out comes Josh Bailey's. We've got a Reno coming out. I think it might be Seb actually, not Bailey.
So with 3 minutes left, Josh might have called this a bit too early because he won't get another lap now. By the time he gets out, does his out lap.
Well, this is it. This is what everyone's doing. They're pretty much putting their last run on the line. So
yeah.
Seb's come out. Bailey, I don't know. I think Bailey's definitely pushing it to go for one last ditch effort.
Well, Bailey usually waits until the very end. Tries to get across the line with a couple of seconds left. Kush now comes across. No, Kush is coming in the pits as well, so
Kenzie's on the medium, so we should probably see something out of this. I can understand a variant strategy being something, but this is
something different from Mackenzie though, because he normally likes to be at the front of the field controlling, not having to chase.
He must have some kind of method to his madness, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. And he can't go back on this now, he has to commit, so...
Yeah, that's right. Tyler's just coming out of the pits. This might hurt Josh a little bit. Tyler gets right out of the way, so that's good to see there from Tyler.
So there's Bailey just coming out, just watching that from Mackenzie's perspective into turn 4. Oh, that's a bit wide. He might have got away with that, but... just got to be.
So I'm watching Josh here. Josh has got a Alpha Romeo. Who's that? He's got out of the way. Whoever it was, I think that might have been Gaston.
Well, there's only one Alpha. Yeah, there's only one Alpha Romeo, so it was Gaston.
So that's so Josh coming down to the penultimate corner now.
Actually, what car will Engine end up in based on this? Probably might be lucky. Oh, this is going to hurt.
So Andrew's retired, knowing that he won't get any more laps.
Actually, no, this is going to help Mackenzie. Mackenzie's going to get a nice, juicy toe here from Tyler.
Josh comes around across the line to do a 103. No improvement.
Mackenzie only a 109.1. So only a few positions. Probably at the end of the day, it probably wasn't worth it.
Well, he's still starting on mediums. I mean, if he was outside the top 10, I think he would have picked that strategy anyway, so...
but Tyler's got a bit of an issue here because he's got Gaston in front of him, but did get a toe out of him out of the first DRS straight. Maybe probably got a bit of DRS out of him on the...
A bit of toe
on the main straight.
Yeah.
So he only has to make up he only has to really make up 0.3 of a second to snag pole and absolutely blow our minds with a 1:07.
Yeah.
Which is among the top times of any. We're talking like nearly IRL, AOR level rank 1 times almost.
Yeah, that's right.
So here we go. He's got the toe.
coming across.
God, actually, this anticipation. He's
aborted the lap. Did he invalidate somewhere? That is a big call. He only needed to find a 10th to take P2 off of Aaron.
I think, just looking at it, I think he might have only just improved by maybe about a 10th and a half. I don't know, but
well, that still takes P2. Know. Aaron is now coming across the line. Is he gonna?
He's trying to use his little. That's an invalidation. It has to be. No improvement.
He doesn't improve though, so Sebastian's invalidated.
And Bailey only improved, but only by a fraction, so he's still behind Seb.
Bailey's P6, and we've just heard from Tyler, invalidated exit of turn 2. So that's why he's aborted his lap.
But he went on with it, so it was interesting. Yeah. But look at that, the gap was only 9 100ths of a second at the end of it. So
at the end of it,
1/10 separating the top 3,
are
and
all
then
4/10.
And then it's a second from 7th down.
So yeah,
and then when you look at 1st to 13th, it's a whopping 1 minute 8.088.
Yeah. So Richard being disqualified, really unlucky to be, tell you the truth.
Oh, it's a nasty piece of a pit lane.
It is. It's probably the worst one in the within the season. Followed closely by Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi would rival
I was just about to say, followed closely there with Abu Dhabi. So,
and Singapore too. Actually, I'd put Singapore down too because it's such a narrow exit, and if you get that wrong and hit the wall, you get pushed off the circuit and usually get a blend line penalty for it. So it's not the nicest. But going through here, you've got to be fast, but you've got to be cautious at the same time, because the last thing you want to do after coming out of the pits from a broken front wing is to chip your front wing again.
Yes.
I think I did that in...
Which I've done that in our F3 race here, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that in F2 season 2. Broke my front wing and then just lost the rear coming out of gassing it up too much. See, because a lot of people kind of...
Any surprises for you through that qualifying session there?
Aaron is definitely the biggest surprise for me. People have talked about his pace. Yeah, well, I mean, we've always talked about it with Tyler, that with racing line back on, he was always going to be quick, but the problem that Tyler faces is that he could never be here to qualify. So the fact that he got to qualify today is showing him that he's got the pace. But yeah, the biggest surprise would have been the fact that, you know, and I probably half suspected.
My biggest surprise, apart from Aaron being at the front, is Bailey down in P6, out qualified by his teammate.
Bailey,
so we'll throw to you for a starting grid call out if you wish to, Brett.
Yeah, sure thing. So we've got Andrew Lee on pole position, and then Aaron Leifert in P2. Then it's Tyler Beasley, Josh Banks, Sebastian Spicer, who out-qualifies his teammate for only the 3rd time this season. Bailey Ford, championship protagonist. If he wins today, he wins the championship. If he finishes second with the fastest lap, then the championship will go to Abu Dhabi, but the big differences will be a point that Bailey would need to win it.
So it'd be 24 points up.
Yeah, so Manuela in P7, and then Gaston, our new recruit, in P8. Mackenzie Stewart probably not quite happy with his qualifying on the medium tyre. He's starting in P8. And then we've got Kush, who makes... Or P9, sorry. And then Kush makes up the 10. Then you've got Luke Barter, Diego, Richard, and then Engine, who is in the Mercedes instead of his usual car. No sign of Eddie Vettenbauer today, which is a little surprising, but hopefully we'll see him at the season finale at Abu Dhabi next weekend. So,
and just quickly before they start lining up, Brett, Engine's gone onto the softs, so he's really wanting to push through this back five.
You know what I think, actually? Mackenzie's strategy, it's all pinning down on the rain.
Yes, this this could be.
So he's compromised his qualifying in a bid to hope that the medium tyres will take it to the end.
So
to the
we'll jump on board with Andrew here. Get some lights going. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights. Reds are building 5 red lights, and away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew not with the best of starts. It looked like Aaron got the initial launch there. He has too. Aaron's on the inside of turn 1. Andrew around the outside. They're side by side into turn 2. Aaron's just lost out a little bit there from Andrew. Tyler's now having a look. Josh is right behind Tyler as well here. Sebastian's held his position on his teammate. All pretty clean there. Kush got pushed by the look of it. And Diego, or Diego, sorry. But Sebastian's got a big tank slapper through the double right hander. I don't know if that was a bit of bump there from his teammate or a bit of lag. Mackenzie's actually made up a few spots now.
Yeah, Gaston got shoved into the fence at the very start. I don't know who it was, but either whether he got escorted into the inside pit wall, or he's done a Matthew Elliott and gassed it up too much and slid into the fence. Either way, he's got wing damage. Got Richard up the inside, or Richard having a look at Luke. So Richard's had an amazing start. He's up to P10 already, although Engine's now just displaced him for 10th place. But yeah,
so
looks like
Engine's had a beautiful start then on the soft compound tyres. So
hang on, we've got Manuela and Mackenzie. They're ghosting through each other for some reason.
Yeah, Manuela's lagging a lot on my screen. Mackenzie is the host of the lobby,
so it's all his fault. I wouldn't be surprised if ghosting's on. Oh, and Manuela's disconnected, so that could be borderline what you were talking about.
Yeah. And I usually bump up the AI for this race, just knowing they're all top drivers, but I don't know what Mackenzie's done. So I'll go back to the front. Andrew leading.
It doesn't look like he's. Yeah, so Andrew's only got an 18th second lead. I thought he would have been bolting by now, but
Andrew leading by 5 tenths. Tyler in P3 from Aaron. Tyler in P3. He'd be impressed with that start from himself to not getting any carnage and bottle it, but we won't.
It'd just be nice for Tyler probably to be in a position where he's fighting at the front. And technically, he would have been hoping that Andrew wasn't here, because now Tyler would have had a chance to actually get a first race win in F1, which would be quite a welcome relief, given he's probably spent most of his time.
Well, he's right up the back of Aaron. Aaron's gone defensive here. Tyler around the outside. This doesn't really work. He's gone the over and under there. He sold the dummy. That is an absolutely beautiful move there.
And I think that's the contrast of the controller differences. It's like with the wheel, you don't have the ability to just jam the car into the corner. With the controller, you can just jam the stick in and the car will respond immediately to that kind of situation, whereas the wheel, you can't really just jam the wheel, because the wheels only have so much lock on them. So as soon as you do that, the wheel loses its give and you're off the circuit.
And Aaron's actually been shocked by that. He's dropped off by almost 7 tenths already.
And Bailey's right on the back of Josh as well.
Yeah,
so
Bailey's
right
on the
now
back
in
of his
championship land, this is still going to
Abu Dhabi.
Yep. So at the moment, so fifth place is worth 10 points. So that will make the gap 15 points into Abu Dhabi, which means if John wins, Bailey would have to finish third to win the title. If he can get past Josh, then that will change to second. Well, actually, no, that will change to fourth. Sorry.
Fourth, yeah.
Although technically speaking, as you say, we are
3-second ignoring.
Yeah,
Andrew,
I'm just thinking we are ignoring Andrew, so technically Bailey is in position 4. So if he can get past Josh, that'll be a podium.
Yeah, and Tyler's lost a bit of ground.
For those that are asking the question why I don't know if you explained that to them during USA, but yeah, because Andrew's come in at such a point and he does have a lot of pace over everyone else, we have elected just to let him race but not score any points. So he's just there to have some fun and get himself back into rhythm after a few incidents have seen him removed from another league. We won't mention who for the continuity's sake. But you know, we've given him a lifeline. We've brought him here. He seems happy for it. He's showing his hand a little bit now.
I think it's quite good too for us to have a driver with such high quality.
Josh is having a go at Aaron.
He's two there. I've just missed out a little bit talking about Andrew. He's now on the. He's still having a look. Aaron's gone a bit defensive. Can Josh do the Tyler move that worked so well?
I don't think.
No.
No, but he's going to try and.
He's trying around the outside, but this has kept Bailey into it now. Bailey's showing his nose. I thought there was a bit of contact there.
It's such an awkward corner.
It really is, and Gaston now is in the pits.
Diego's dropped back massively. Although he's come in for a stop as well from the looks of it too, so he's obviously had front wing delivery.
Mackenzie Stewart at the moment, P7, just stuck behind the other Renault of Sebastian. But he's got Manuel still for company. Yeah. So, Engine hasn't been able to make much ground up from P9.
Or has Manuela come back?
I haven't seen any form of notification, but I've been too busy focusing on racing.
Just check to see if he's not trying to request an invite. No.
Oh, Tyler just gets a 3-second penalty. He won't be wanting to get too many of them. Not this early on. So now can Josh do the fake again? He's gone to the inside this time. Aaron's left the door open. There's contact. Josh has been half spun. Bailey's got around him now. So Josh lost out there. A little bit of side contact with Aaron. And really costing himself a spot at the moment. So there we go. Manuel's just got back in. So he will be back in control of his car if he can get control of it. He should be able to. So Andrew now 1.6 seconds ahead of Tyler, and Tyler's 2 seconds ahead of Aaron. So this battling with Josh and now it'll be Bailey is really costing Aaron and letting Tyler run away with it at this stage. And Tyler's keeping up with Andrew, to be perfectly honest, catching Andrew just a little bit. So this will be interesting to see. Andrew's been pushing as well. He's got no ERS left. Tyler's got a lot more than what Andrew had. So now can Bailey get this job done that his good mate of Josh Banks couldn't. So now Bailey's slipstream in the overtake. He's gone the inside move. He's got the move done this time, I do believe. They're side by side running up the hill. This isn't where Bailey would want to be sitting. But he is. Oh, he's still side by side. And Aaron's just let the position go now. So now Bailey can really get his race into rhythm. He's got a bit of free space with 2.6 seconds up the road. So he won't be within that dirty air. I don't know if we've lost Brett in the comms box, or he's just busy doing something else.
Sorry, just dealing with a dilemma sort of thing, nothing too major. Just a couple of people having a spat.
Jack Price, nice overtake Bailey. Yes, it was. Wasn't as good as Tyler's one on Aaron just a few laps ago, but either way, Bailey now sits P3. We won't confuse it all for the stewards. For the viewers, we'll clarify that at the end of the race. So at the moment, Bailey P. Oh, he's just been overtaken again by Aaron, but Aaron's gone deep into turn 4. They're side by side again at this corner. Bailey on the outside again. Aaron's still got the nose in. Can he late dive here? He does. Bailey won't be wanting all this competition. You just want to be getting his race sorted. But Aaron's still there. He's held it. Very nice move there by Aaron to hold that position. That's come from all the way at turn 4. So that's a bit Monaco-esque from Bailey and John to run half the track side by side. A bit easier around here than what it is around there, but So Bailey now gets the slipstream DRS, gets an easy move done before turn 1, gets back on the racing line. So now this will give Aaron DRS back into turn 4. And all this battling is just letting Seb to catch up ever so slightly onto him. And Mackenzie's actually being challenged now by Manuela. As engines just jump Manuel. Aaron now around the outside. So this is a great ding-dong battle here. I don't know if you've got anything to add, Brett, or you're still sorting out these other issues from off camera.
Just carry on.
So yeah, great battling here for these two. Josh is in the perfect seat. But Sebastian's caught up almost 5/10. They're still side by side coming into the final turn. As Bailey just opts out of it now, I think to get slipstream DRS down this main straight. So great battling here. There's nothing to look at the front, which is surprising to say. All season the battling has been for the lead of the race, and at the moment it's for P3, which is not where we
effectively
usually...
it's P2 now, so...
Yeah, but we're not going to confuse it for the viewers. Oh, Mackenzie Stewart is retired from the race. Where has that happened? It's turn 2 by the look of it. So that's very unfortunate there for Mackenzie Stewart. Can you invite him into the party? We'll get a and see what's happened there. Maybe he was saying before we went live that he would jump in the combox if he crashed out. So as Bailey's actually Josh has jumped this queue now for P2. Aaron's at the back of it. Well, he's not at the back of it anymore. Sebastian's at the back of the queue. So Sebastian's caught up quite nicely. Josh Banks has taken the top spot at the moment.
Well, at least, oh, sorry, so Jordan, if you're listening to this, which I'm probably sure you will be instead of paying attention to your own race in E4, he made it past lap 5.
Oh, okay. So he's still racing, is he?
I don't know, I haven't been checking, to be honest.
Okay. So, currently, we got Andrew pulling away as Mackenzie Stewart joins the party. I'll just get back to you in a second, Mackenzie. Andrew leading the way with Tyler Beasley in P2. Oh, has Aaron had a spin, or was that an escort off at turn 4?
Well, whatever he's done, he's reset the track pretty much like as soon as he spun.
Yeah, so Mackenzie Stewart, just talk us through what happened there, mate. We didn't actually catch it, so yeah, if you could just give us a bit of insight.
So I've defended from Engine, who's gone around my outside, and I don't know if it's just lag or not, but he's just, I've tried. Who's that? It's one of the alphas has gone off, not alphas, passes. And then so he's gone around my outside in turn 1, and then I don't know if it's lag, but he's just swiped across on me, as it's raining now. Here comes the rain.
So we were asking the question actually, Mackenzie. We were thinking you were using the qualifying as a host to pin your strategy on the weather. Can you confirm that to be true or not?
Like what do you mean? Like what?
Well, were you trying to get your were you using the mediums to try and avoid having to do an extra stop if the rain came down?
Definitely. Yeah, like what I was trying to do was trying to extend the mediums out, but because on the weather graph it was saying it wasn't supposed to rain until about lap 17 or 18, so I was kind of hoping that I would have been able to. And then
the guys on the softs, it wouldn't quite make the wet weather.
Yeah, pretty much. And the start was really good. I managed to get ahead of the Haas.
As Richard retires as well in the Haas. Sorry there, Mackenzie. Gaston's already put the inches on. His DRS is disabled, so he's called it absolutely perfect in the Alfa Romeo. Andrew's now in the pit.
This is really going to hurt one of the Renaults, obviously, because these two are both fighting for.
Oh, they are too.
And there's no way Seb will be able to stay out another lap. So, Josh has been given a 5 second for speedy.
Oh,
Aaron's had another off.
Yeah,
so it's come down very quickly here in Brazil. It only started raining like a second ago. So Manuel's in pits, Bailey's come out, Josh has come out.
Manuel's jumped Seb quite significantly, and Seb's going to get significantly
So's
hurt by
Luke.
these other guys as well.
No, Luke hasn't. I thought Luke did there.
Yeah, but look how much time he's lost though. He's lost about 8 seconds.
Yeah, he has
8
too.
to 10 seconds,
So,
and Aaron's gone onto the full wet. So
I think that might be a wrong strategy. Was it due to be a heavy rain, Mackenzie?
Yeah, no, it was due to be. It was due to be heavy. We got the call about lap 6. The heavy rain was about 15 minutes away. So,
so that could be. Just all coming together. Bailey's dropped a little bit off of Josh, but with that 5 seconds time, that 5 seconds speeding in pit lane penalty, if they don't pit again and put full wets on, will really hurt Josh here.
Yeah, no,
as Mackenzie can vote for.
I don't reckon the Inters will go to the end, so I reckon these guys will definitely end up doing another stop.
You don't reckon they'll get 20 laps on Inters?
Nah, definitely not. Nah, there's just obviously like most of these guys would have gone for like a dryish setup, hoping that like if the rain didn't come down as early, and like these I reckon
or
these
as
guys
heavy as what it is.
Yeah, just sliding around, and they might be able to get 20 laps out, but as Tyler's starting to slowly close in on Andrew, so we're finally starting to see the pace that Tyler can have when he's not caught up in any incidences in lap 1. But look at the gap that both of them have got to the likes of Jay Banks.
I can't believe they pulled 9 seconds on Josh. I didn't think
Aaron's had another spin and reset the track coming through turn 1. So
yeah, I don't think Aaron's in a good position at the moment.
So our only battle at the moment, we got Cushion Luke for P7, which will bring engine into it at some stage, I'm sure. And then we got this one with Josh and Bailey. Bailey's just for Aaron's actually retired. Is that an off, or is he just?
I think he's just given up, to be honest. Yeah, like if you're right on board with Gastro.
Yeah, I'm riding on it. Yeah, through.
Yeah, there he is. There he's there, just pulling up
turn
over the hill
5.
to your left.
So Bailey's right on the back of Josh, but now without DRS, I would assume they're both running roughly the same setup. So now it's driver control to make this move work. DRS would have helped Bailey get the move done, but without that now, we could see this championship battle go to Abu Dhabi.
Because at the moment the points gap's only 5 points. So
5 points,
if Bailey only finishes 3rd, then you add the gap will only be 20 points.
I think Brett just said he's got to finish 2nd with the fastest lap, and then it's 24 points. So if Bailey's got to win today to pretty much clinch the championship. Otherwise, it goes to Abu Dhabi either way.
But the way that Tyler and that are driving at the moment, I don't think they're going to. Don't think that's going to happen, because look at that. Like the gap's now 12 seconds from.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, Tyler's pulling away from Josh and Bailey, which aren't battling at all. I mean, Bailey's not looking at making any moves, and he's got Manuela coming up pretty quickly as well.
Oh, Gastro's had an incident.
Yeah, Gastro's just retired as well. So
he's crashed at turn 5. If you run board with Tyler.
Yeah, that looked like he just lost it at that point, and he's bounced
Bailey's
right
on
back
the inside of Josh. Sorry, guys. Bailey's got that move done perfectly there down the inside of 4. Gastro and all his cars just moved out of the way there. So Bailey now up to P2. Provisional P3.
Is Manuel in the race, or is he still disconnected? Because
no, Manuel's got back in the car, so Well, he rejoined the lobby. I'm assuming he's back in the car.
I don't think he's still. It's hard to tell because yeah, I don't know what it was, but it looks like
he's
like
very off and on the throttle, which would mean
probably the Ghost has.
But then again, it's not getting a lot of rear end slide like the rest of the guys, so maybe that is AI. It is very hard.
Yeah.
He's in overtake mode.
Yeah, and exactly. Like look how much ERS he's burning without saving it. So it's got to be the AI driving. If it is, then that's
and to not take it out of overtaking mode, coming down 1, 2, and 3 is a bit.
Well, in saying that though, it does look like you have set the AI pretty reasonable. So
yeah. Let's not talk about that. All engines made a move on Luke for P8.
P8. So, just talk us through. We'll keep watching all of these battles there, Mackenzie. Just talk us through your season. Not your best season, mate, that you've had, but yeah, competitive some races, not so on others. You just want to give us a quick rundown of your season?
The season's had been real up and down. We obviously had the DNF at Australia, which didn't go too well, and then the front row lockout in Bahrain with John, and eventually ended up P3 with a penalty.
Penalties, yep, which could have been P2, by the way.
Yeah, it would have been P2. China was a difficult one. I really struggled that race, and the safety car kind of saved my race at the end. But then John the sneaky bugger decided to take my P2 off me at the end. As Bailey gets a 3 second, and then obviously we had the win at Baku, which completely unexpected and very fortunate there, but got to play the strategy right to
yeah, that's right. Josh has just been under attack here from Manuela. So this, if it is Manuel driving, which we're not completely certain of, it's a great drive from him here in the intermediate conditions.
Yeah, and then Spain had the incident with Addy in the first 2 or 3 laps, and that basically put me out of any contention for a good result. Monaco kind of, it was just a shit show from the start. Yeah, had a bad qualifying, which then put me in the pack for the race, and then we had the disconnection at Canada. He had the disconnection at Canada when I would have gone pole. So that was very disappointing not to be able to show the pace that I had around there. Then France had a pretty shocking race from the Bailey, and that just walked away, and I was very much stuck battling John the whole race. Then Austria.
You and John were battling in Austria, I think.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, me and John had the runaway battle up till the last. Yeah, that was quite disappointing that we couldn't wrap it off, but it was a good team result. Then Britain, we had the incident with Tyler, which threw me out of contention for a podium or a race win. So that was quite disappointing, because I definitely felt like I had the pace to stay with them. And then
so Josh is just falling off the back of Bailey. Sorry to interrupt you there. I'll just give a quick racing update. Tyler's caught Andrew. He's now only 1.7 behind. So Tyler's finding with racing line in this wet weather's really helping him out. Or Andrew's not completely confident with his setup in the wet. P3 is Bailey, 14 seconds behind the leaders, near on 15 seconds behind the leaders, but he's running away from Josh.
But
Bailey does have that 3 second penalty.
Yeah, that's bad, yeah.
So, and then Manuel, pretty certain he's AI controlled car, but he's running P5 at the moment. Sebastian's fallen off the back of them in P6, and then you got Kush in P7, who's got engine right behind him which is a good little race at the moment, considering the engine was P14 at the start of the race. And then you got Luke Barters running up the rear of the field. So back to you, Mackenzie, and we'll keep this battle on screen for P4.
Then going to Hungary, we had the accident strategical with the safety car, and then the tight fight with Bailey and John up till the last lap. Belgium. What happened at Belgium? I don't even remember Belgium, to be honest.
I don't think anyone does, to tell you the truth.
I think Belgium was just another one of those just stuck in on your own races. And then Italy. Italy, we had the wet qualifying with the strategy, and another McLaren 1-2. Could have been another one of those. It's basically another one of those what if races.
That's the one where John appealed a penalty to get P1 from you?
Is that? Yes.
Was that Italy?
Right. And then Singapore, we had the I struggled heaps in that second stint.
Yeah, you struggled heaps with
fire. I don't mean to interrupt this pleasantry, but Tyler is now actually starting to range into the back of Andrew here.
He is too, sorry. Yep.
And don't forget that technically with Andrew not scoring points, this is basically Tyler's already got this race win in the bag, but he's looking to try and make it the actual
Don't put the commentator curse on him.
No.
We do know that he has the stream in the background.
Intermediate pace. His intermediate pace seems to be
just glitching Andrew, isn't he? Yeah. And Bailey's got nothing for him. Like, it's weird. If Tyler had this pace all season, he could have been fighting Bailey for this championship, but I don't even know who's got. I think Andrew's got the fastest lap. Yes, he does at the moment, and they won't be doing any more of that. So,
we've got. I think Seb's just had an off.
Yeah, Seb's had a spin.
Yeah, Seb's had a spin out of the final turn. By the look of that, no damage that I can see on the Renault. So that's at least a bit of good news for him. So Tyler's just lost out a bit of time. It's just jumped out to a second again, but on screen he's right there. It's so close, as Manuel has actually backed off a lot from Josh as well, so maybe Josh can start pushing to catch Bailey back up. Engine's still behind Cush, so this rain has really hindered any sorts of overtaking at the moment. I don't think we've seen a position change that's not caused from an incident since the rain come out. So, apart from Bailey and Josh, obviously at turn 4. But even that took 3 or 4 laps to set up for Bailey, so this could be a tasty little battle here for P1. And it'll be P1 on track, so... but Tyler has got that 3-second penalty looming on him, as he's just happy to follow Andrew through turns 4 and 5. I don't think he's close enough to send a move at this present stage, and he won't want to either and sacrifice his race, do something silly. He'd be absolutely devastated with himself if he crashes out now. So it's really the only battle we got to watch. So unfortunately for him, I don't want to put commentator's curse on him, but it's the only battling here on circuit, so we're going to have to. So Andrew runs a little bit wide there coming into the second to last corner. Almost looks wet enough for the full wets.
Pretty pathetic, isn't it, Mackenzie? Sorry, look, I'll make it apparent. So what I've been dealing with
Brett, don't bring it up on. Yeah, it's not worth it. Just if you say anything, then you're just giving them the public chat that they want. So just
we won't
discuss it afterwards.
We won't talk about what Brett's trying to sort out off screen. We'll just watch this race and enjoy it for what it is. So Tyler now only 2 tenths behind Andrew I don't know, Mackenzie. You've known Andrew a lot longer than I have. Is his pace not overly confident in these sorts of conditions, or has he just not set his car up for it? Maybe in Tyler's.
I'm not too like knowledgeable on that topic. Yeah, it's just I don't know whether he's just struggling in the conditions or he's just cruising because he's got a 20-second lead to the guy in third. So maybe he's just waiting for Tyler to make something. And yeah, because it doesn't look like he's pushing too hard.
I mean, he's only got 50% of his battery. Tyler's got 92. So Tyler's got a lot more battery than what Andrew has. So saying that, Tyler's just starting to show his nose now.
Yeah, no, I've got a pretty I've got a pretty funny glitch there. It's saying that on screen it's showing that Tyler's on the dry tyres. So the fact that Tyler's driving this well with dry tyres, like, mate, imagine what he'd be doing with extra wets on.
This is going to be a move here for sure. Andrew goes a little bit defensive. Tyler thinks better of it. Smart driving there. He's just hit the ripple strip. Cost himself a 10th. Which is everything here. But these guys are absolutely pulling away from Bailey Ford. Which is not what we're used to seeing at all.
Well, Bailey will know that Josh has a 5-second. And Bailey and Josh probably know that Bailey's got 3 seconds, so they've those two probably. Bailey will just be consolidating
Sebastian's first
P2.
in the pits for.
I'm thinking E4 must be having issues. Stop.
Yeah, it must be. Joseph looks like he's having
the amount of stream things I'm just getting popping up on my phone is outstanding.
So. I don't know. Yeah, 10 laps to go. These guys would probably want to start thinking about pitting if they're going to go back to a new set of inters. Otherwise, you'd just be costing yourself time by not doing anything with them. Not using a fresher set to their full advantage.
Yeah, so I'm just doing some calculations at the moment, and if Andrew doesn't score any points, then Tyler will take the fastest lap with the race win, so he'll get the full 26 points. But Tyler
Bailey will.
Yes, so the gap will be 23 points between. Ooh. I'll just 5
Which
and
means
18.
If John wins, it's basically Bailey's only got to finish 8th, or if John wins with the fastest lap,
then
Bailey has to finish 7th.
Which I don't think Bailey's done, apart from Japan, I think was his worst race of the season.
Bahrain he got 7th, I think. So like Bailey's then but that kind of just shows that like.
So he's had consistency all season, so which I don't think is what you were trying to allude to. Engine's out, and he's lost time actually for Sebastian.
Seb's jumped him,
that's the power of the undercut.
Undercut on fresh tyres. I wonder if anyone else is going to jump the gun.
I thought it almost looked, if you're right on board, it almost looks heavy enough for full wets. Like there's not much of a dry line.
Yeah, but there is a period with the full wets that they that the inters are still quicker than the full wets. The wets are only really quicker than the inters unless there's
monsoon,
puddles. Puddles just sitting on the track. So
anyway, we've still got this battle. Tyler's doesn't seem to be looking to want to make the move. He's happy just sitting behind him. He's not using any ERS throughout. He's using it a little bit down the main straight, and then he turns it off for the rest of the lap by the look of it. Andrew's doing about the same, but he's only got half a battery left, so Tyler gets another 3 seconds, so that's 6 now for Tyler all up.
Let's have a look at the incidents, I'll run it through. So
Andrew's got nothing.
Andrew's got nothing.
Tyler's got 2 penalties.
Yeah, Tyler's 6 seconds.
Bailey's got a penalty. Josh has got a 5 second. Other than that, he's got no.
Tyler's
warnings.
now probably going to think like I need to make a move and get away from Andrew.
Emmanuel's got nothing, but that's going to be pretty apparent.
Engine's just jumped Sebastian for the final spot. So
Kush
Sebastian now is
Kush has got
P9.
2 penalties. Luke's got a penalty. Engine's got a penalty and 2 warnings, and Seb's got a penalty. So so Josh and Emmanuel are the only guys without like an actual 3 second, even though Josh did get that 5 seconds.
for speeding in pit lane. Yeah. So, I mean, Tyler's still comfortable. He's 20 seconds up the road from Bailey, which is almost a pit stop.
Yeah, it
Nearly.
is basically a pit stop. Yeah, a pit stop around here is about maybe 20 seconds, but then you've got to remember as well, like the pit exit probably loses you another 4 or 5 seconds as well, especially in these conditions.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know, my thoughts about it would be, well, I'm 20 seconds up the road. If I put fresh tyres on and he stays out, I'm still going to jump in, you know, somewhere throughout the race on the fresher tyres. But that's just me. I'm a bit different like that. That's probably why I don't finish half my races. I think of actually battling people. So Tyler at the moment, happy just to follow Andrew. Yeah, just Bailey and Josh are both in pits. Can Josh slow it down this time? He does. Manuel's in pits as well.
Yeah, so
Bailey's putting full wets. Full wets for Bailey. Is that just cost him?
Yeah,
Josh has selected full wets as well.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, like if Emmanuel's pitting for full wets, then it's got to be time, because the AI, if the AI's pitting for full wets, then yeah, like it's got to be time for full wets, surely.
So this is Luke's jumped his teammate.
So yeah,
But Luke's still out on the old inters. So this is just throwing it right up now. What are the two leaders going to do? Engine's got another penalty. Tyler's coming in. Andrew stayed out though.
Well, I mean, Andrew's kind of in a position where he probably doesn't need to pit so much, because he's going to pull a gap. Unless Tyler just starts to pile in the pressure, I don't know. I mean, the undercut's definitely not going to work. Is it stayed out? So there's a question there.
Yeah, but is it hasn't come across the line yet?
Yeah, but is he going to come in is the question. He could just stay out. He's got a
Well, he's on hard compound tyres on my screen. So
he's staying out. So he's
doing very well.
No, to be honest though, like switching to the full wets isn't exactly gaining Bailey anything. Like if you look at the gap between Kush and
Bailey, yeah. And Luke stayed out as well. So that'll be interesting to see the two Toro Rossos fight it now. I mean, it'll take a couple of laps for these guys to get comfortable on the full wets anyway. So, you know, I don't expect blistering times now, but, you know, maybe a lap or two. I know these engines will be starting to go off as well, as Kush is having disco time. I mean, Tyler had nothing to lose. He's still got 14-second gap.
So Tyler's slowly starting to bring their gap down. Just the slice.
2.49, 2.59, 307. Actually, if anything, it's going out. It's actually extending in Andrew's favour.
Yeah, and it's not like Bailey's really gaining on
Kush either.
On Kush either. Yes.
No, so it could be almost a strategy balls up.
It kind of reminds me of that Canada race from season 1 where certain guys pit onto the full wet, but it was still, well, it wasn't technically full wet.
Oh, Kush has locked a brake into turn 1. He's kept it on the track though.
It wasn't wet enough to.
It was
because it was supposed to be like a changing in the weather. It was supposed to go intermediate, full wet, intermediate, but the full wet never really came.
Yeah, like, it kind of just set like that intermediate period.
But saying that, guys, Josh has caught Luke up a little bit. So yeah, and the other big talking point is, will Andrew, Cush and Luke get these inches home? Because it's going to be too late now to pit again. Because you're going to throw away positions, not so much for Andrew, but for Cush definitely. He'll drop his position. Luke will jump a bunch of positions if they come in, so they've got to push these inches now to the end. They've really missed a window to put on fresher tyres, so yeah, that's our next talking point, I think, as Andrew is pulling out a gap from Tyler. So, but Josh is closing up on Luke.
Yeah, and then obviously like Emmanuel. Well, I don't know if Emmanuel's still.
No, I'd say Manuel is not in the thing anymore. I don't think he's been asking for an invite. Well, I don't know. I've been so caught up in this.
Because he definitely rejoined. Because like, he was sitting right behind me, and he
definitely rejoined.
And then he never left. So.
I just don't know if he's got control of that car. That's
maybe he's just sitting there watching how good his car's doing, and he doesn't want to mess with it. Yeah. Because Josh has made a move on his teammate.
Oh,
yeah, so the gap's not changing up the front, so yeah, if anything, the gap's gone further out.
Yeah.
Tyler's pulled it in. It did bump out to 20 seconds there briefly. So Tyler's pulled in 4/10, but nothing amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew could make it interesting by pitting just for the sheer sake of pitting, but I don't think he's gonna.
Nah, that's not Andrew's mindset. Like if Andrew's comfortably got to win, like he's gonna stamp his dominance on it and take.
Pushes.
But for Tyler, I mean, look at this. After what, we're at the 20th race of the season. 14 DNF. Tyler Beasley's finally gonna snag his first F1 race win.
Don't curse him yet.
No.
We know he has the stream on.
Tyler's going to win.
Well, he's already done more than you there, Mackenzie. He's actually almost completed the race. Well, he has. He's done his 90%.
He didn't get taken out, mate.
So, and Kush could get his first podium. Is that the other talking point?
If Andrew, so like, if Andrew was classed as a finisher, you'd see Racing Point get their first double podium of the season.
Double podium, yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to the season being over and hitting the reset. It just Bailey getting a big slide.
Manuel's caught up to Bailey here. So
Bailey's technically P3 at the moment, so
yeah, it'll be 15. It'll be 15 points, so the gap will be 23 points heading to.
That's definitely AI. Manuel's car. He's not short shifting at all.
Then I'm just trying to think of something. Yeah, so if so if Bailey was somehow able to catch up to Cush in 2 laps, he would actually. He would take the championship this race if he because if it's 23 at the moment. No, I take that back.
No, it's not 23.
Yeah, Bailey's 5 points ahead, so it would be 20 points heading into the weekend. So.
So it'd be 23 if he got second. So 20 points, yeah. So then he'd just need to finish what?
6th?
7th with the fastest lap, or 6th?
Yeah, just go 6th to be safe, yeah.
I think in general Bailey probably would needed the fastest lap.
I do believe Abu Dhabi's one of Bailey's more favourable tracks too, so he could actually be quite strong around there.
And then let's not, of course, forget about last season with Daniel Vale, John Lindbergh and Josh Banks all vouching for the race win, and then of course John getting that unprecedented penalty which then secured Daniel's second title.
Yeah.
Good. I personally don't know whether I want to race F1 next weekend or just sit in the commentary box, because I think either which way it's going to be a beauty, and for people watching they don't want to miss it.
That's right, especially a title defence if Mackenzie can get his teammate to turn up.
It's not even a title defence.
John's been second the last 3 seasons.
It's a bid to not get the silver spoon for the 3rd time in a row. And especially in what is pretty much going to be his final season.
Yeah, so
I can confirm.
At least he's consistent.
If nothing, technically fourth second in a row because he did finish second in season 1 as well.
Yeah, so 1, 2,
4 irons on the.
So Cushion's right up the back of Bailey.
Has had several issues with F4. There's about 3 videos on the stream.
Okay.
On the channel,
so I'm just going to turn that down so I can just figure it out.
So Andrew's just come across the line to start the final lap. A great race from him. He didn't crack under pressure with fucking Tyler right up his gearbox there. You said they wouldn't make the inters last to the end, Mackenzie, and Andrews seemed to have done it.
Got him.
Same as Cush.
At the moment, Seb's gonna jump Bailey. I mean, no, Seb's gonna jump Engine.
So anyway, hang on, guys. So Andrew Lee will take. Oh.
What are you doing, mate? You're still a sector and a half off.
I'm watching Is It.
You twat.
He was watching Kush.
I was watching Is It, so I thought it was Andrew crossing the line.
Yeah.
You're only.
But look at that though, a racing point 1-3. That's not bad. Like,
we've already covered this story, Brett.
But it's going to be, and it's
so
going to be
as
Cush's,
Andrew comes around the final turn now.
Yeah, this time.
To start his final run up the hill.
Wait a minute.
Great drive from him.
Kush might not get P3 on penalties.
Well, P2, you should say.
P2
Tyler, no!
Oh my god, has he?
No, come on, Tyler. Andrew's crossed the line to take the win.
Oh.
He's still 18 seconds up the road. No, he's not.
Oh.
Where's Cush?
10.
He's not 8. Oh, Tyler, keep it. Okay, good boy. It's 10 seconds.
Tyler Beasley's going to do it. He's finally going to do it. After 14 races out, Tyler Beasley has finally won a Trans Nation eSports race
to win a race. Congratulations, Tyler Beasley. Is it Cush is going to come around?
Kush is going to hold on
4 seconds.
For 4 seconds.
Bailey.
And Bailey's going to...
Oh,
Manuel's jumped Bailey.
Manuel to the podium.
Manuel to the podium. That is an absolute charge there. From
I think
he's giving Bailey a whack up the ass. I
think Engine's kind of given up on the fact that he's finishing nowhere other than 9th, so he's just
so Engine now comes across the line, a bit of waggy on the rear end there.
And that's probably the first race that we've actually had in F1 where actually everyone's been in relative close proximity of each other. Usually there's a few drivers out of a lap or so down, but yeah, this time we've actually managed to go through. So
okay,
right. So we'll grab Andrew,
we'll
even though
Brett to grab.
God, look! Did you see the red tires? The red tires on those inters, like they look absolutely.
I don't actually have Manuela on my list, so if someone wants to suggest.
Okay, I'll suggest him. We'll just get these 3 guys. Okay, yep. There you go, Brett. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew takes the win, a provisional win, but not scoring any points. So Tyler actually grabs the win, first win of his career in the F1 category. Cush in P2, his first podium of his F1 category, and Manuela for his first podium as well. So we've got Andrew here in the comm box. Andrew, mate, qualified P1, finished P1, got the fastest lap in the end as well, mate. Clean sweep for the weekend. Unfortunately, though, you're not scoring any points this season. Is that a great result in any case?
That doesn't really bother me all too much. I mean, I'm just here to do what I love, really, and just try and do the best I can. And I was able to hold off Tyler there for a little while, but man, he really pulled on the pressure there for a little while. I did go for a full dry setup because I did want track position. I probably valued that maybe a bit more than what I should have, but I was able to hang on. But man, that was a tense few laps with that Ferrari all over my gearbox. But I was able to hang on, and yeah, first win in TNF1. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
Yeah, so any of you boys got anything to add here? We've got Brett Keenan and Mackenzie Stewart in the com box as well. I'll throw it over to you guys.
I'll grab a word. So Andrew, those last 9 minutes there with you and Tyler were pretty adventurous there. And then you did be the one that didn't go into pit for the for the full wet tyres. Just talk us through that. What was going through your mind at the time? Were you planning to come in for the wets, or did you just think it was kind of better to just stay out, and if Tyler caught you, it was just a matter to just prepare for it?
Well, I was contemplating coming in for wets, I'm not going to lie, but then after looking at the lap times we were doing, we were still doing basically the exact same times that we were doing when we first come onto the intermediate, so to me it just didn't seem right to come in for a full set of wets. So as soon as I saw Tyler come in, I thought about coming in on the next lap, but I thought I'll just keep an eye on the gaps, and when I saw they were staying about the same, I thought let's just try and take the inters to the end. There's no point coming in for a pit stop now. There's 6 laps to go, 20-second lead. It's it was really just pointless to come in and make a pit stop, but I was struggling those last few laps, I'm not going to lie. I think the rear tyres got up to 77% tyre wear at one stage, so lucky I didn't end up with a puncture, but I got away with it this time.
Mackenzie, you got anything you want to add, Chief?
Nah, I got nothing to say.
No. Okay, so we've got Manuela here in the com box. We'll do an interview with him, but on the stream he said he didn't drive the car, so I'll leave that to the stewards to contemplate what to do there. But Manuel, P3, mate, great race from yourself, from what you had. A great battling with Mackenzie there at the start of the race.
Great. It was a bit laggy. He was ghosting through me and lagging on and off my screen like every 5 seconds, but we'll take it.
Oh yeah, Manuela, if you can send me an invite, friends request invite, that'd be great.
Okay, I haven't got him talking at the moment. Have we got anyone else in?
Oh yeah, well I've brought Bailey in because as championship protagonist. So Bailey, we've got one race left to go now. The gap is 17 points.
No, 20.
20. So technically, John wins. You need to finish
6th.
Higher than 6.
Yeah.
What's your mindset going into the next weekend?
I still want to win. I mean, even though it's a race where I can sacrifice down to P6 or whatever, it's still nice to finish off the season on a massive high. So I'll be pushing as hard as I can, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens next weekend.
And today's race just didn't look like it was going for you at all.
No, I guess P3 I'm not complaining with too much. I know the leaders were quite far out, but yeah, made a few dodgy strategy calls, but P3 I can take, and it's a good step into the right direction for all. That's okay.
Does it hurt a little bit being out qualified by Steve for a 3rd time this season?
3rd time in a row, may I add.
No, he's got good pace, and I'm not complaining. I mean, the race is where you score the points though, but no, it's good to see him have some pace behind him again, and yeah, he's doing well.
So yeah, I'm going to throw some shit under the bus here because it's going to make some interesting conversation points with it here on YouTube. You're going to miss that when you go to Williams next season?
Oh, I'm not confirmed up Williams yet.
Oh.
Yet.
Oh.
But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if I want to leave Seb yet. Nah, it's we'll see what happens next season. It's a long way to go for them though. It's another race.
I'm sure we might be able to see a Ferrari versus Williams combat when Mackenzie goes there. Oh,
Wait, what?
What? Anyway, back to you, Mark.
Okay, so after Brett's just absolutely caused chaos here, yeah, I've got really nothing else to add. Unfortunately, for the first round this season, we haven't had any of our top 3 join the combox. So
I mean,
on
you had
that,
Bailey.
yeah, but Bailey
Yeah,
finished
Bailey.
4th.
No, I got 3rd.
Did you?
Yeah, because Andrew's a reserve, so he doesn't count. And MQD was his AI car the whole race. He got disconnected on like lap 2.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
We'll discuss this off. We'll discuss
Well,
this off.
anyway,
stream.
yeah, I'll end the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. Join in next week for the supercars on Saturday night at Trial Gardens, I think it is, or something. And then join in next week, Sunday, same times, for the F1. And tune in especially for this F1 Championship decided race next weekend. Hopefully John can make it and we make a good race of it. So I'm Mark Bratby in commentary with Brett and Mackenzie Stewart. We'll see you all next weekend.